sure you're aware of this. Comedian Adam Carolla is working on a documentary. It's called No Safe Spaces. It bashes the PC movement in colleges.
Hold it now.
Our commitment to diversity means that nobody graduates until they think just the right way.
At Utopia University, there are no violent words to hurt me.
I will punch you if you're a fascist.
I'm going to be the next Che Guevara.
We speak out against privilege.
We've checked our privilege.
Welcome to Utopia U.
A wonderful place to learn that everything your parents taught you is wrong.
It's all here at Utopia U, man.
It's not based in reality.
It's based on your reality.
Wait, hold on a second. That campus doesn't really exist, does it? That doesn't even look like parody to me. You could run that after Don Lemon's show on CNN, and it would just play like a commercial.
I'm not selfish. I'm not selfish. I'll give you my laugh, but I'm very self-centered. Yeah. I'm not going to be as self-centered.
You're going to be less self-centered in 2017.
Yeah.
Memorial Day is a great holiday for bringing Americans together, unless you decide to promote segregation while you do it. A Black Lives Matter group in New York City threw a Memorial Day party and barred anyone who was not black from attending. This is what they said: being intentional about being around black people is an act of resistance. This is an exclusively black space, so if you do not identify as black and want to come because you love black people, please respect the space and do not come. Lisa Durden is a political commentator and Black Lives Matter supporter. She joins us tonight. Lisa, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Good to see you again. You're doing well.
Thank you. I was confused by this because I thought the whole point of Black Lives Matter, one of the points would be to speak out against singling people out on the basis of their race and punishing them for that. Because you can't control what your race is, and yet they seem to be doing that. Explain that to me.
What I say to that is boo-hoo-hoo. You white people are angry because you couldn't use your white privilege card to get invited
Lisa.
to the Black Lives Matters all-black Memorial Day celebration. Wow. Let me contextualize that for you. Memorial Day was created by...
First of all, I don't want you to contextualize.
I need to contextualize it because Memorial Day was created by black former slaves in 1865 to honor those individuals who were Union soldiers who fought and died for our freedom. So Black Lives Matter, in that same vein, decided to get together with black folks.
I'm not going to let you filibuster past my question.
To make sure that black folks were celebrated for being murdered by racist terrorists.
I don't want to shut this down, but I will. Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I just have a really simple question for you. If you don't like people excluding others on the basis of their race, and in society we agree that that's bad. I agree it's bad. You agree it's bad. Then why are you doing it? And why are you defending it now?
White folks crack me up all of a sudden when we want to have one day for black folks to focus on ourselves. But you've been having white days forever. You don't say the words anymore because you know it's politically incorrect. But you've had an all-white Oscars, all these movies with all-white actors, movie after movie after movie, all-white TV shows with white casts over and over and over again. The Bachelorette, it took 11 seasons of a black bachelorette. Are you serious?
So there you are on Fox News defending not only Black Lives Matter, but an exclusive blacks-only party that they did to celebrate Memorial Day at the exclusion of any other race, particularly white people. 48 hours later, Essex County College suspends you. I asked you about the suspension, and you said, well, a suspension when you're black means you're fired. If you're white, it just means suspension.
Correct. So I'll say something else.
I thought that was interesting.
I mean, again, you know, you live your life as a person of color, and there's all these unspoken racist things that are happening that are not obvious, like a hanging or burning a cross. You don't get much of that anymore. It's systematic. So in the way in which people do things to you. So systematically, if you're suspended, and they're not, I don't know what the ending's gonna be, but to us, we know that that's code for you're fired. So when I went on Tucker Carlson's show the 6th, that was a Tuesday, I walk in the building of Essex County College as a professor of, believe it or not, effective speech in the summer session 1, and I go to the class, teach the class, I'm out of there. The following day was day 2, I walk in the building, and then I was escorted to my class and told to tell them class was canceled. I'm doing this in front of my students. I became physically ill. Then I was marched to HR for them to tell me I'm suspended.
Lisa, let me ask you, the first question is, are you a racist?
Jesus, absolutely not.
No.
talking about race is just tough. I understand that. But we must have these discussions. So of course it's gonna make you a little uncomfortable, and then you're gonna immediately have a knee-jerk reaction and say, she's a racist. I was born into racism. I didn't create it.
Do you find it interesting and perhaps even a bit ironic that you got your free speech on Fox News Channel and not at Essex County College?
Absolutely. Listen, you have the right to free speech. They gave me free speech. I had free speech, I used it. But then the college suspended me and punish me for the free speech. That's the issue. And mind you, this is an all-black institution, mostly black and brown students, black vice president.
Was it white administrators or black administrators who suspended you?
These are black administrators. So the administrator whose name was on the suspension letter was a black man.
What's the percentage of black students at Essex County College, which is a community college there, correct?
Right. Newark is a mostly black city, but we have other cultures. And it's a mostly black and brown city, black and brown college. So I'm going to say there's this very small percentage of white. The rest are maybe a large percentage of black and some other.
So Essex County College is predominantly black?
And Dr. Lee is African American, so is Mr. Monroe, the vice president and the president. Absolutely, the administration is black.
Oh, that's okay.
And so you're not a minority amongst the faculty either.
Absolutely not. When I came home from the Tucker Carlson show, and be real clear, that was a debate. I wasn't there to play games. I was there to take a bite out of crime, okay? In other words, so I marched in there to debate with him. I'm not there to be nice to you, but when a black woman's on television who is direct, who's aggressive, we're angry. Well, when Judge Jeanine Pirro's on TV pointing and screaming and yelling, she's intelligent. And when Nancy Grace is coming on television, she's intelligent. Well, I'm an expert. I'm a journalist and a documentary filmmaker that also does feature films. So I'm in front of the camera and behind the camera. So why can't I come on there and be aggressive and talk in the same vein as any expert in the field of pop culture, politics, and social issues? Those are my expertise. I have a degree from Seton Hall University.
I write books about what's going on in the Muslim world because I have an expertise in what's going on in the Muslim world.
My credentials as a scholar of religion. My credentials as a scholar of religion. All of the universities that have educated me and all of the universities that have employed me.
Hold on, I have to respond to that as the Islamic scholar, as the person with a PhD in Islam in this conversation.
Nevertheless, an expert on the Bible and on Judaism and Christianity and Islam.
Well, to be clear, I am a scholar of religions with 4 degrees, including one in the New Testament and fluency in Biblical Greek, who has been studying the origins of Christianity for 2 decades.
Kate, I've got to ask you about this tweet by a CNN host whose name is Reza Aslan. Let's put it up, and we're cleaning it up slightly. In the wake of the London attack, Aslan writes, "This piece of blank is not just an embarrassment to America and a stain on the presidency, he's an embarrassment to humankind." Now, I don't usually do this, but this guy has a show on CNN, and he called the president a piece of excrement. Within a day, I'm wondering whether he will still have a show on CNN.
CNN firing its Believer host, Reza Aslan, over his vulgar anti-Trump tweets. Aslan was responding to the president's push of his travel order in the aftermath of the terrorist attacks in London. He used profanity in a tweet, calling the president an embarrassment to America, the presidency, and humankind. Later, he apologized, but CNN is still canceling the show.
They have a new documentary series, an alleged documentary series, which is hosted by Reza Aslan called Believer, where he travels around the world and meets with different spiritual and religious groups. And in the series premiere, he hangs out with a bunch of bizarre Hindu cannibals and allegedly eats human brain. He is seen hanging out with this psychotic Hindu sect called the Aghoris, who are cannibals and also eat their own feces for spiritual enlightenment, kind of like Aleister Crowley did. And after he's done making friends with the cannibals, he sits down for a brain barbecue and is pictured here eating what they claim to be cooked human brain tissue. Yes, CNN has resorted to having one of their hosts become a cannibal in order to try to get people to tune into their network.
Aghoris may not routinely do everything attributed to them, but it's true that few religious sects exhibit such extreme behavior. The Aghoris worship the god Shiva in cremation grounds along the Ganges River, using human bones and skulls in their rituals. In defiance of Orthodox Hinduism, they embrace what is considered most impure, including dead bodies. Why would a religious sect perform such bizarre rituals? The Aghoris believe that the notions of pure and impure are false, that they exist only in the mind. So their path to enlightenment is to embrace the impure.
For us, filth is comparable to a flower. We do not see any difference in the filth and the flower. They are one.
Many of the rituals the Aghoris perform are intended to be disgusting to society at large because that is part of their message. And people are deluding themselves by thinking that purity defines closeness to salvation.
Thanks. Okay. Bye. Okay. Maybe I'll take this off right now and then... Okay. Just thank you. Okay. Thank you. Why are people on that side of the river so afraid of the Aghori? I see. Why do... Like this may have been a mistake. Maybe just like somebody distracts him and then I just leave.
Let's see where it goes.
We can be polite. I can be very polite.